Hey sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sailor Agenda, and this is my Let's Play of Rule the Waves 3 as Great Britain. Um, so, it's October 1938. We are still at war with France. We are technically blockaded. We are at risk of war with Germany, Russia, the USA, and Japan, especially Germany. Um, Also, I had COVID earlier in the week. I wasn't that bad. I'm doing fine now, but I might be coughing during this episode. Sorry. And the next couple episodes if I record them in this same stream. So, let's see here. We need to get these into a battleship division. I don't know why they aren't. This is part of why we had such a weird formation in that last battle. You, I guess, get into a battle cruiser division. Okay. That's probably all fine then. Alright, so. Yeah. If the war stays just against France, the main problem is, well, one, we have two capital ships in dry dock right now, which need to be repaired. And then secondly, they still have 12 battleships to our 8. This might be worse than I thought. I haven't been doing a lot of talking since I got COVID. Uh, but I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. So, they don't have any 16-inch gun battleships either, just one 15-inch. We do have two 16-inch gun battleships operational now. With Redoubtable and Revenge. Unfortunately, we're not expecting any reinforcements now for over a year when we get our next Tiger-class battlecruiser. And by that time, they will probably have at least finished these two battlecruisers. Well, not this one, I guess, but they'll at least have finished this one that's been building since should have been finished 2 years ago, I would presume. Anyway, we're even in terms of battlecruisers now. Not that badly outgunned in battleships. They're heavier than carriers, mostly because they're light carriers. We have more heavy and light cruisers and more destroyers, so overall, their fleet tonnage is really only higher because they're light carriers and their battleships that they actually have right now. Long term, it's looking pretty good. We just have to get this blockade broken. Which really just means wearing them down a little bit more. Okay, due to an intelligence coup, we can ambush an enemy force. And they cannot challenge our forces in the area? We're under blockade. How can they not challenge our forces in the area? Okay. Some pathetic ass blockade this is. France. You fucking cowards. Well, this better break the blockade. Captain Donnelly has connections with the company producing our rangefinders. Yeah, let's just buy the company, eh? Ah, improved aircraft handling, bigger carriers, sank a submarine, and I believe that just said we are now blockading France instead of the other way around, which actually begs the question, where the hell did their fleet go? Because it's not here anymore. I mean, 3 capital ships, a carrier, 3 lights, 2 destroyers to escort all of that, which is ridiculous. Okay, actually, though, they have right now 4 full-size capital ships and 4 sort of large cruiser-sized capital ships, the 8 of which are escorted by a combined total of 2 destroyers. That doesn't seem adequate. It's not in the Mediterranean. Not in the Caribbean? It's in West Africa. What the hell are they doing? Where are they going? Oh, AI. I do think we would have won this war anyway, but like, what are they doing? Well, now we need to press the blockade of France hard, because forcing them to collapse is the best way to win the war for, definitively. If we get a better numerical advantage, then... Well, I still can. I'll try to invade the Antilles, although that costs me a lot of budget, so... Oh, they're going to accept this one, okay. Light forces. We have cruiser HMS Weymouth and 3 destroyers. It's dark. I doubt we have radar. We do have radar. At least we have the thing for radar range. I should check what the status of installing radar on all our ships is. Okay, maybe we don't actually, because that's well inside radar range. And that looks like pretty much their equivalent to our force, as in a cruiser and 3 to 4 destroyers. Pretty much it just looks like a cruiser and 3 destroyers, exactly. Oof. Do we think it's actually a CA? I doubt it. It does have 7 medium guns, whatever it is. And Weymouth has actually got hit bad immediately, so we should break off a little. How bad is it? Not really that bad, just we lost a turret. Engine room. Not a good first salve for too. Unless we hit them worse than I think. Ah, radar is working. We'll see now. We try to use that to circle around and catch them off guard a little. So they might be catching us off guard. No? Okay. No, that didn't really work. Our radar is a little flawed. Okay. Oh! Hot damn, I guess that's one way to catch them off guard. We might be winning this engagement. One shot, one kill from HMS Weymouth. Never mind that she's mostly getting her ass kicked in terms of getting hit by stuff, but doesn't seem to matter to her. There are a lot of destroyers around still. We gotta be very careful. I mean, do our absolute best to not get hit by torpedoes. Not sure if I'm trying to chase them or not. I actually can't because we're only doing 23 knots, so... Perhaps we had better just turn back for Plymouth. Oopsies. Found him. You know what, it was a fortuitous turn then, to be honest. Oop, a little more of a turn, please. Let's try to minimize how much we're getting torpedoed. I would love to have 30 knots back, but it doesn't seem like we're going to achieve that. Oh, we might have crippled this destroyer, though. Yep, I think she's in big trouble. Okay. That's a 1600-tonner. The French really don't have... I mean, they've only got 11 light cruisers, 57... They're outnumbered in the light forces more than they are in heavies, so... They don't have that many of these sorts of ships to go around. Or to spare. So I am pretty happy to try to thin the herd further. Oops, he's through the minefield, okay. The hell did he go? There he is. Oh, both of them, okay. Dropped to 22 knots now. That's probably not a good sign as far as chasing destroyers goes, but they're booking in now too. They must have seen us. Oop, never mind, they're coming back at us. Are we about to get torpedoed? We probably are. Let's do a turn, please. Doesn't exactly take a lot of 6-inch gunfire to cripple a destroyer. And there, we just did. That's another dead French destroyer. That's a 1,300 tonner, that one. And one more down here. Can we catch her? At the current speed she's going, yes, absolutely we can. She had more speed too, but not anymore, she doesn't. Yeah, I think she's probably dead already. Let's do one quick circle. Slightly closer circle where we actually shoot some guns at her, maybe. No, no takers? Nobody's interested? We don't know what the hell she is, even though we were just plastering her with artillery a second ago. Back to Portsmouth it is. So, some damage to Weymouth, but we sank a light cruiser and 3 destroyers and a corvette. Quebec, which was apparently hit by hit a mine. We sank Lansquenet with 30, mostly 5-inch and 6-inch shells as well. I mean, destroyers in Weymouth, it's not going to be a mystery exactly. Weymouth was hit 13 times by 6-inch and 4-inch and 5-inch, but she is all good. Oh. There's fucking this is too complicated to explain to you guys, but I've just startled the hell out of myself. We sank Protet with 18, 5, and 6-inch rounds. We sank Cask with 5-inch 14s. That's a 1,600 tonner. That's a 1,400 tonner and a 1,300 tonner. And Algiers here was only hit 5 times. Yeah, she was really kind of getting the better of us gunnery-wise. Until this 6-inch at 1,100 yards caused her to blow up immediately. So that's a pretty spectacular win, actually. Well done, us. Not war-winning, but fleet train, better logistics and invasion capability. Torpedo bomber is a private venture. Bolton Paul Botha. Faster, shorter ranged, more firepower, way more maneuverability and toughness. Can't carry a torpedo at heavy load. Oh wait, I think carrying a torpedo at medium load is better actually though, right? That kind of implies that it has a longer effective range as a torpedo bomber. So I think we want the Botha then, yeah. And we have invaded the Antilles. Good, that did not take long, so that's kind of going to save our budget a little. Blockading the enemy. Yeah, that did save our budget. Okay. What I did to myself is I had fencing video playing on this other screen that you guys can't see, and it was reflecting in the tempered glass of my PC tower, and I was just getting this sensation out of the corner of my eye that there were like figures moving in the corner of my eye, and it was freaking me out. Probably because it's 1 a.m. Boy, this is either going to be just fine or a very deranged video. Okay. French decline. Where is their fleet going? Unexpected battle. Oh, they can't escape this one. But they can by not having any ships. The Germans are putting strange mattress-like antennas on their ships. Well, gee, I have no idea what those could be, considering half the fleet has radar installed now. Pressed for hard terms. Yeah, good job, the Hawk Party. Improved surface search radar. Okay, better radar. Excellent. I'm getting cocky now, because we could still end up at war with Germany, or Russia, or the US, or Japan at pretty much any time, but the war is really going well, so I'm inclined to push, as long as, you know, we're invading the Antilles. France itself is under blockade. And yeah, 8 French battleships are sitting in the Indian Ocean for some absolutely incomprehensible reason. Are they on their way to Indochina, perhaps? But why, when the core of the war is obviously in the English Channel? Like, the mother country is under siege at home. I mean, you're under blockade. What are you doing? Okay, I'm not worried about that, but anti-Spanish rebellion in the Philippines. If it's small, their battleship shouldn't show up. And yeah. They actually get 3 battleships back? We'll find out. Doesn't matter, hopefully. We're being given 3 heavy cruisers, total of 24 9-inch guns between them, 3 light cruisers, all, I think, Bristols. Well, they pretty much have to be. And looks like 10 destroyers altogether. Oh, and I can add a ship. Well, do we have another heavy cruiser? Oh! Even better. I can add New Zealand. She doesn't exactly... She's not exactly the same, but... she does add a lot of firepower. If we're only going to be fighting enemy heavy cruisers, hopefully. And we're defending the convoy? Well, sometimes that means they're going to end up with more ships than us, but I have seen convoy defenses where the attackers have laughably few ships, so... Oh, I put New Zealand as not the lead ship. You know what, it doesn't matter much. She's in the same division. Okay, what are we dealing with? Whatever it is, it's probably not going to be that happy to run into a battle cruiser. So far I see 2 heavy cruisers. Amiral Sharner class. Now the problem is these are just monstrously faster than my Andromeda class. These are 1917 era heavy cruisers that they've given me here. They, well, even without New Zealand in tow, which is why I didn't hesitate too much about this, they only make 26 knots, 27, the ones with better engines still. New Zealand's only dragging their speed down a knot or 2. These make 32 knots, so they can run away. No doubt about it. That said, they've kind of been caught not going very quickly to start with, and 4.5-inch belt, 1.5-inch deck, under 10,000 yards range. If New Zealand can plant just a couple of big 14-inch shells on one of those, she is surely as good as dead. It just has to get done fast before they get going and get out of range. Yeah, they might be getting away. Well, we're going to turn and head straight after them in pursuit. Sometimes the AI does weird stuff. You never know. I think that destroyer's in trouble. At least. Now, if we can just not get torpedoed. Will I do anything to avoid being torpedoed? No, I'll just sail right over. Okay. Alright, I literally asked for that, so that's... You know what? Just, that was just me being cocky because we're winning. Okay. Spar sheets should still be fine. There's only one torpedo, fortunately. Although that might be enough to cause us to technically lose the battle, to be honest with you. If we don't catch and sink either of these two, or severely damage them, at least. I don't really feel that they're doing 32 knots. If they were, they would be pulling away from us easily. What speed are they doing? 25 for the rear one. So you know what? We must have done just enough damage to give ourselves a fighting chance of catching them. Problem is we're not exactly getting a lot of hits. Wait, what the hell are they doing? The AI's chase behavior is baffling sometimes. They just allowed us to close the range so much. Well, it's about to be dark, but we do have radar. And the range is now barely 6,000 or 7,000 yards, so we still have a pretty good chance. And even against, I mean, these are 13,000 ton cruisers, so it will take at least a few 14-inch shells to finish them, but they are definitely not built to resist 14-inch shell fire. Let's put it that way. Now they're going to be potentially hard to find, but really depends how much we actually crippled that last one before dark. Maybe not enough. But at least we have radar. This just makes night engagements unreasonably better. They are still going to get away, though, I think, but... If we had radar-directed firing, that would be different, but we don't. So we've just still got to get close enough to hit them manually, which is not going to happen because they're still faster than us, theoretically. Maybe only as fast with their damage, but not slower. Pretty sure it's the same radar contact as always, Newcastle. Now, do they know we're hard in pursuit? They did, okay. And the destroyer was torpedoed. We still won. Although it became a bit awkward. So, Amphitrite, light damage, was hit 17 times by mostly 5-inch, but that didn't do too much to her. She does have a belt. Chameleon hit a torpedo, was hit by a torpedo while withdrawing, but she survives. Fine. Bristol, what is this light damage? Engine breakdown. Well, She'll get over it. Jules Michelet here hit 14 times by 9-inch and 5-inch. Didn't do too much to her. We lost one merchant, apparently. Sunk by deck guns from a submarine. Oh. Bastards. Spartiate did get herself hit by a torpedo, or, well, I got her hit by a torpedo. We sank the destroyer Besson with apparently a ridiculously uncalled for amount of fire and revenge. And we did inflict some reasonably substantial damage on Waldeck Rousseau here with 4 14-inch hits included, which is definitely enough to send a cruiser to the hospital. Oh, and one of their battleships has been interned while returning from their weird jaunt to the Indian Ocean. And we win. Well, that didn't take long. And we avoid the 4-way war, so this has been huge, actually. Advanced centerline torpedo mounts, so tubes on ships up to 7,000 tons. New German medium bomber. Well, this has really been huge, because that, I mean, we get a war that's an easy win. We didn't actually take anything, to be fair, except reparations. We didn't even get the Antilles, but we sort of beat up on France a little. Cost them a battle cruiser and a couple of smaller cruisers and destroyers. Got some money in the bank, and at the moment we actually have the biggest budget again. And tensions are no longer sky high with everyone in the world. So that helped out quite a bit, yeah.
Thanks for watching, sailors. Hope you enjoyed. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Have a nice day, sailors. This is Sea Lord Jenda, signing off.